I mostly have a very similar vision of the one that's also just presented to us. I do believe that the crisis is a huge motivation for innovation. If you look at the story of Uber and Airbnb, classical examples, for example, they grow up in the middle of the crisis because people lost their jobs in the United States. The recession had arrived and people had cars that had no use at the garage and rooms, vacant rooms that they could use to rent to other people. So this changed the behavior of the people that started looking as a good thing, taking a ride with someone they didn't know and taking a room at the home of someone they didn't know. Before the crisis, people wouldn't think about that. So I believe that the moment that we are living is going to promote a lot of changes in the behavior, in the habits, and in the patterns of how people buy things, how people consume things. I believe this is going to be a huge field, a huge green field of opportunities for startups. And I also agree with also when he said that, of course, the startups have to think about how to survive during the crisis. And well, the crisis is also creates a huge impact on how the money flows to startups. Because on the months before the crisis, we had seen flows of money that sometimes were very hard to justify. That I don't believe it's going to happen anymore. This doesn't mean the money is not going to still flow into the startups. There is money for startups, but the investors are going to become much more curious about how to put this money on the startups. So, as we used to say, I'm a motorcyclist. I travel around the world on a motorcycle. And when we are on a motorcycle, we learn that when you're going to take a turn, you never look into the turn. You look after the turn. You know, you see the future point where you want to go and not where you are. That's what the startups should start doing right now. Because if we start trying to pay attention on where we're going to right now, we're going to be very well positioned when the crisis is finished.